All right, wonderful, wonderful, perfect. Contemporary issues in African American history. I don't think we can get any more contemporary than the Trayvon Martin case out of Florida right now. The reason why I'm wearing this little hoodie back here is in solidarity with the family. Today they've called on folks to show solidarity with them in wearing a hoodie. The hoodie was what young Trayvon was wearing. I'll get to the details of the case in a second, for those of you who are not aware. The guy that called in to 911 stating that someone had been walking through the neighborhood suspiciously mentioned the fact that he was wearing a hoodie to justify his suspicion. Talking about the case of Trayvon Martin, a young 17-year-old African-American boy who was murdered by a gentleman who is in the media called white. I'm going to talk about that more in a minute as well. But the cops in the case refused to arrest him. He's still free. And so it's gotten a lot of coverage more recently. It happened last month. But because of social networking, mainstream media has finally caught on and began to address this case. It's a perfect segue, sadly, into the title of my book, because it speaks to the heart of the matter. What constitutes, or who constitutes an American? An American meaning someone who is a citizen, thus worthy of having their rights respected. Now, those who, make the counter argument that Zimmerman's claim was that he was acting in self-defense. Well, if you follow the case, and you know that's rather bogus, Skittles is not a worthy repellent to bullets. Zimmerman himself carrying a concealed weapon. The right to do that, I have no argument against that. But when that concealed weapon is dislodged and used to hurt someone who does not pose a threat to you, listen to the 911 tapes. Zimmerman calls the police to alert them of this suspicious individual walking back to his father's friend's home, who happens to live in that neighborhood. Minding his own business, ain't bothering anyone. Matter of fact, he's on the phone talking to his girlfriend. We know this because she has come forward and given the tapes of her phone conversation. She hears the bullet that kills him. So this argument that they were in a tussle, in a fight, has no standing. There was no fight. Two witnesses in the case have come forward stating for the fact that their witness, their actual testimony given at the scene of the crime had been tampered with by the police. This is the America we live in. And there are people who will say, black folks kill each other all the time. Yeah, but the justice system tends to work in that regard. People who say, black people kill white folks too. I've yet to learn of a white person who's been killed by an African American in this nation's history who at least did not stand trial. Help me out here. Rescue me if I'm wrong, as some folks might say. So the question is the question of justice. If you happen to be at my presentation I made last month, and that's what I talked about. It's not about black or white. It's about truth or lies. You know what I'm saying? Truth is coming out. Somebody lied. Zimmerman lied. Self-defense. He lied. There was no fight. Martin was walking back to his family, talking to his girlfriend, minding his damn business. far as I'm concerned, this is the Emmett Till case of the 21st century. You have a state apparatus that refuses to do what the law requires, hiding behind some concept of a law called stand your ground. Go and read the law. I read the law. So I know that within the law, it states that you have to show that you are acting in self-defense. That if you're going to use deadly force, you have to show that there was deadly force being used against you. Zimmerman went after Martin. That ends the argument right there. You can't call self-defense and you're going after the person. How is that self-defense? So that's what time it is. This is the America we live in. So, when people like me get up and talk, people say, he's angry. If it happened to your child, you'd be angry too. That's simple. Don't racialize anger. It's human. Question becomes, why aren't more of us angry? That's the real question. What does that say about race? What does that say about privilege? What does that say about status and power? Because in the African American history, what whiteness means is those who are not black. That's what whiteness represents. What does blackness mean in the history of this country except the people who can be stepped on? People who can be denied their human fundamental right to exist. What has been the struggle of African American people in this country, except to show and prove we're human too. I always say we got a lot of work to do. So don't talk, when people say to me, laws are just. No, they're not. Can't say that to an African American who has knowledge of their history. You can't say that to that. Can't say it to Trayvon Martin's family now either. Dr. King spent a lot of time in prison. Understand that. Breaking the law in the name of justice. What a concept, right? And so for those of us that would, I'm asking you, if you have any doubt about Trayvon Martin case, if you believe somewhere shape Zimmerman acted in good faith, just go read the law. Look it up on Google. It took me about 2 minutes to find it. It's written in the law. He didn't even have the right to do what he did, even with the law applied right. The chief of police just failed to do his duty. How are you ever going to hear somebody saying, I'm going to come to the police. I'm going to be at the scene of the crime. Got blood on my hands. The blood of the victim is on my hands. Witness said, a white woman said she watched it from her living room. Had the curtain pulled up the entire time. She heard the gun blast, turned around, looked in the window, saw Zimmerman straddling over Trayvon with his hands on his chest. She initially thought he was trying to resuscitate him. She called after him 3 times. Everything okay? Everything okay? He didn't say anything to her till the 3rd time. The 3rd time he says, just call the cops. He wasn't trying to resuscitate her. To resuscitate Trayvon, he was not. There's some report that said, well, he had blood on his head. That blood was Trayvon's blood on his hand because he was going like this because he was nervous, according to the witness testimony. There was no scuffle. What does it mean to be an American? Who constitutes an American? 2012, this question is still relevant. Don't matter if you're born here. It's not enough. Some of us. I'm going to end with a poem, and then I hope you do have some questions, and certainly entertain them. This poem is called Run. It's the last poem in the book. I was asked to speak at a graduation ceremony put together by a multicultural program at a school in Pennsylvania. And on my ride up here, this is a poem to share with them that day. It's called Run. How we come to this here place in time. Primal screams pushed out the womb into the world by mama's love. Surrounded by warm arms, laughter, and smiles, even then, there were those looking miles ahead. How we get to this place in time. Come a long way, child. Still got a long ways to go. There were those who loved you even before you were. Those born in chains in a land strange. Without yam and chorus sounds, the drum band, and even though they could not see freedom in their dreams, they saw you, and so they endured bodies and minds stripped, tongues slit, backs whipped. They endured from plantation fields to factories. They endured, came home with bruised bones, swallowed insults whole. They worked hard, rubbing nickels and dimes just to make a way when one could not be seen. Still, they dreamed, and here you come. They worked hard so you could study harder, and here you come with their hope burning as light in your eyes, eager to learn. See classrooms as battlegrounds, defending the dignity of your people passed over in textbooks. How you come to this here place in time. Like morning breaks the horizon at dawn, the rest of your life lies before you. What will you do? You got work to do, still. The world ain't what it should be. Still, like pastor in your grandmama's church saying, whosoever will, let them come. Remake the world. See your diploma as a baton and run, runners run. Run like Jesse Owens breaking records and racing past Hitler's racism in Nazi Germany. Run, runners run. Remember from whence you've come and run. Run for office, run. Run a company, run. Run an organization, run. We still got work to do, run. Run past your fear, run. Listen for the cheers of loved ones at the finish line, run. Run this relay race. Ready to pass the baton on to those yet to come. And run, 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 till the human race is one.